What's going on YouTube? IDCL here yet again. First and foremost, giving shout outs to JG the Don for putting me on this dope ass game, Smite, a game I really should have been playing because I've had it on my PC for a couple of months now, and I'm just now getting around to actually getting into the game, same way that I did Guild Wars 2, except less time spent. But anyway, in this video in particular, I want to talk about the way that I will be conducting my reviews from now on. Now, if you didn't know, I'm back reviewing. I will be coming back in the wake of Destiny, or possibly sooner than that. But I am back video game reviewing, and I plan on making the scoring formula completely different from what it was in the past on my video game reviews. Now, in the past, of course, I had a traditional scoring point system, whatnot, and to me, I don't know, I just felt like the shit was getting old. I never really liked the point system to begin with, because you have to be so precise. I mean, not precise, but it's the way that the community looks at reviews. You know, everybody who watches a review, not everybody, but most people who watches a video game video review skips ahead to the score. Half these people don't even look at the actual review, and that's one thing I want to eliminate as far as my reviews, at least. I don't want people to click on my video and then just skip to the last 20 seconds to see what the verdict is. I want people to actually listen and get something out of the review, the pros and the cons and all that shit, why this game is good for you but may be bad for somebody else, why this game is bad for you or may be good for somebody else. These are the things that people aren't paying attention to in the reviewing community, and I noticed this especially around South Park: The Stick of Truth. When that came out, I watched a video game review. I can't remember exactly who reviewed it, but somebody on YouTube reviewed it, and people in the comment section was basing the game solely, basing the review solely on the score that the guy gave it. Now, I watched the review and I actually weighed out the pros and the cons that the guy was stating. Now, he said a lot of positive shit in the game. It was fun, whatnot, and all that. And when it came to the score, he gave the score, I believe, 7.5 out of 10 or something like that, or 8 out of 10. One of those. The comment section went wild because of the score, but nobody threw in actually what was being said in the video. And this is the same shit that goes on with major channels. I've even been a victim to this shit in some of my past reviews, and it's like people don't care about the actual review anymore. You have to go to an article, people who read articles of reviews, to actually see people who give a shit about what is being said rather than the score that they're giving at the end. And that's what I want to eliminate in my reviews. So from now on, I'm doing an approval system rather than a point system. It's either going to be approved or disapproved. The concept is still in my head, but it will be conducted like that. It's going to be sort of similar to how Jeremy Johns does his. You know, it's not going to be that many, I don't know what to say, but like that many things to score it off of, but it's going to be similar to how he does that. Instead of giving you a number, I'm going to give you something that you would have to actually have watched the review to understand. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. And I feel like when people put in all this time and effort to make a review, people should at least watch the shit from head to toe. Watch it from the beginning to end. And it benefits you as well, because that score may react different to what the person actually said in the video game review. And when it comes to reviews on my end, I look for things that I would like to get out of the game rather than the score at the end. So I listen to reviews solely to see, I'm wondering if this game has this aspect in it, if it has this feature in it or whatnot. I look at it for that type of shit, because one feature may be great to somebody but may be horrible to someone else. Like the Mass Effect cover system, okay? There's people who love that shit and there's people who hate it. Now, that is something that can be scored positive and negative. Now, this is just an example. I love the Mass Effect cover system because it fits perfectly for that game. You know what I'm saying? That you can take that cover system and try to put it in something else, like I don't know, some other third-person shooter, and it just wouldn't work. But in this game, it works. that's the type of thing I hope you guys follow me, but that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Something you like may be different from the way somebody else can view it, and that's how I feel. That's why I don't want to put a number on things anymore. I'm just gonna put my absolute opinion. I approve this or disapprove this, and make sure you check out the pros and cons throughout the video to see if this is the right game for you, because something I disapprove could be something that would be interesting to you. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is gonna have the same opinions. Opinions may be, you know, among the masses and whatnot, like in major games and shit, but some people have different opinions than others. You just gotta face it. Some people look for shit that other people don't in video games. Like how some people say they don't give a shit about frame rate. Nowadays, I think a lot of people do more than they did in the last generation, you know. But there are people who don't give a shit about frame rate, though. That is true. You can't wait that. You can't force people to care about shit like that. Even though I give a fuck about it, especially now that I'm gaming on PC, I love higher frames. So I'm gonna be doing an approval disapproval system from now on. You're gonna see it implemented in the first review that I launch in the coming weeks, or whenever the next big game or a game that I feel I should review comes out. If nothing comes out in between that time span from here to Destiny, then believe that Destiny will be the first video game that I start reviewing into again. But anyway, I just wanted to drop that for you guys real quick. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Make sure you follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/IDCL_XII. Link will be down in the description below. It's IDCL, and I'm out. Peace.